I don't know how to describe it. You know, it's just I'm getting my life back thanks to you. So
awesome. Hi, if you have a chronic bladder condition called interstitial cystitis, also may be called overactive bladder, you're going to be happy to hear what's happened for Bryan here with my work in my clinic. It's just really remarkable. And while we still have a little bit more improvement to go, the results for him have been dramatic. So let's hear from Bryan first, and then after just a few minutes of him sharing his improvement here from my unique work, I'm going to add another video to this where I describe some of the findings, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good. From the exam, that probably will be eye-opening for you, and really will help you see things in a different way when it comes to overactive bladder and interstitial cystitis and a painful bladder spasming condition, whether they call it neurogenic bladder or whatever the diagnosis is. So. Are you comfortable with just telling everybody, or should I just ask you a couple of questions first?
You can ask me a couple of questions first.
Okay, so your bladder, how many times, before you came to my clinic, how many times in a day did you have to go to the bathroom in 24-hour period?
I would say 25 times a day.
25, throughout the whole day and night?
Yeah. And
how long did you have to go? How many months were you going to the bathroom 20 to 25 times in a 24-hour period? That's every single day.
Yeah, every single day, for a whole year. It was,
whole year.
You know, but now it's gone down to, I'm gonna say 10 times, and I'm drinking a lot more fluids, so it's improving a lot. Yep. You know, I'm really happy.
Yeah, awesome. I'm happy for you too. When you say that you're drinking more fluids, I think what you described to me was you've increased your fluid intake by about 50% from what it used to be?
Yeah. From
50% of what it was prior to your first visit with me?
Yeah.
Right. And so you were afraid to drink fluid before because you would pee more?
Just kept peeing.
Just kept peeing. I mean, how frequent, when you got up to go, when you went to the bathroom and then you finished, when you thought your bladder was empty, did you still feel the urge right away? I mean, how long in between after you completed emptying your bladder in the bathroom to when you felt the urge again?
It would be like 20 minutes, and you know, it wouldn't even be a lot, but it would feel like I'd have to go immediately. And now it's you know, it just like, man, I don't know how to describe it. It just
when you go now, when you've relieved the bladder, you don't feel like you have to go again right away.
Yeah, pretty much.
And how long? So it used to be every 20 minutes maybe that you had to go to the bathroom. You felt like you had to go a lot, and then might have only been a little bit coming out.
Yeah, now I go like once every 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
And now you're drinking a lot more water.
Yeah.
And juice.
Yeah.
Fresh pressed vegetable juice that you make at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. So he's increased his fluid intake by 50% of what it used to be. And also, he is now going to the bathroom 50% less of what he was in the past. 50% reduction in the urge and the frequency, which is pretty amazing. You also talked about that you had a spasm type of pain. The bladder felt always like it was tight, right? Like a tight muscle down there.
Yeah.
And you've been to, which doctors did you go to prior to coming to my clinic?
I've been to a urologist, a gastrointestinal doctor. That was pretty much it. They told me there's nothing they could do. They did an endoscopy, a cystoscopy, and they couldn't find nothing, and they just sent me home, and that was it.
And that was it. And so now your bladder pain, the bladder spasm feeling, how much had it reduced, you told me?
60 to 70%.
60 to 70%. Less pain in the bladder.
Yes.
And that pain, was it only when you were going to the bathroom you had that pain, or was the pain that would happen anytime, even without going to the bathroom?
Even without going to the bathroom.
Bladder pain was there.
Yeah, just there.
So the amount, the severity of that bladder spasm or bladder discomfort or bladder pain, however you want to describe it, that amount of bladder pain has reduced by 60 to 70%?
Yes.
And is it always happening, that bladder discomfort?
No, it just, maybe like one day out of the week it'll feel, you know, a little, I guess you could say stiff, but nowhere near as bad as it was.
Nowhere near. So there are days that you don't even feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
So he went from 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of this bladder spasm, bladder discomfort, bladder pain syndrome, and now it's decreased in the severity by 60 to 70% when it occurs, and it's now reduced to where it's not even every day that you're feeling that bladder spasm.
Yeah.
So some days without it, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's just, I don't, what you do is just that there's nothing else. This is it right here.
Thank you. You also had numb fingertips and numb toes.
Yeah, correct.
And are the fingertips still numb?
No.
And are the toes numb?
90% reduced. My big toe is still kind of, but
So
yeah.
tingling you talked about in
Yeah.
there? Is it numb or is it just tingle or is
It
it
just
both?
tingles, but
Just tingles.
I'm sure with this round,
It's gonna
I'll
get
cover
better.
all that up.
Thank you for saying that. You also had headaches before you came to my clinic. You were living
Yeah.
with those headaches for how long?
About a whole over, I'm gonna say 2 years, but this last year it was bad, and now I have no more headaches. It's all reduced to like, my thinking is a lot more clear now. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So the thinking is clear and the
great.
headaches are gone?
Yeah.
How often were they before you came in? How often was it? Let's say you came to me, I think it was mid-December of 2020, and this right now is March 26th of 2021. So you came to me 3 months and a week ago. So what is that? 13 weeks ago you came to my clinic. You followed the protocol, you came back. So let's go back about 4 months ago. How frequent were your headaches?
Just it would be almost every day. Some days were worse. I just couldn't think straight, and now it's just like everything's slowed down for me. I feel like I'm just starting to recuperate everything.
Well, slowed down because you were also anxious.
Yeah,
You
I
had a
was
lot of
very
anxiety.
anxious.
So that slowed down because you're not as anxious as you used to be.
Yeah.
But also now it's slowed down because you're not stressed because the headaches aren't there.
Yeah.
The bladder discomfort is reduced. The amount, the severity, and the frequency of it. The frequency of the trips to the bathroom, so you don't have to feel the urge to go pee all the time. And that's going to calm you down. So things will slow down because you're not so stressed from that, right?
Yeah.
And so your anxiety is reduced. And also one of your family members had said that you're not so what anymore?
I'm not so moody anymore.
Not so moody, and you can do work and you're feeling great. So this video that we're making right now, and I'm really grateful to you for helping me help share this with people, because you found me through my videos and you
Yeah.
said something made sense that I said about the brain and the bladder. And
Yeah, it just made sense because it was everything I was experiencing, and when the doctors couldn't they just couldn't put it together.
Mhm. So he came to my clinic and he's feeling better, but this is not 100% yet. But we've made the biggest difference in your life than what you've dealt with for the past year. You've felt the greatest difference in the past few weeks of following that first treatment protocol that we designed for you, that we customized for you. So I'm glad that he's sharing this update. Hopefully by the next time when you're even better, we could share it again, because I want you to be 100% better.
Yeah.
This is not just, hey,
sure.
he got to a certain level and now he's plateaued there. That's not the goal. The goal is to have him needing no medication, no therapy, no treatment, help him fix himself and be done. And that's my goal for you. I want you at 100%, and to look back and as just a blip in time in your life where something strange happened, but you grew out of it, you got better. And the only way that can happen for him is with this treatment, is to be able to find, pinpoint, and safely remove, with a highly effective strategy, to remove the different infections and chemicals from parts of the brain and the body, which now we're going to switch to another video where I'm going to describe the different exam findings so you can understand from a different viewpoint, from a whole different perspective, of what would make this overactive bladder, or whether it's called interstitial cystitis, or it's called a bladder spasm, or a neurogenic bladder type of syndrome. When you can understand what causes these conditions and put different parts of the body together, it's not just the bladder, it's the brain and the bladder. It could be the stomach and the bladder. There's a lot of different connections here that I'm going to help you understand in the next video. So I just really want to thank you again for helping me help other people to realize that it's possible. You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
This is great.
Thank you.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just I'm getting my life back thanks to you. So
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Thank you, man. See you on the other side.